You see it everywhere. The AI job apocalypse news. It's bombarding your psyche right now, and that's by design. But I'm going to tell you what losing your job to AI actually unlocks. I'm going to lay out an actionable 3 roads to freedom framework to get you there. And I'm going to tell you why this apocalypse is exactly what you've been waiting for. So let's break down the status quo that's stymied us, the fear that has us frozen, and the future that holds our freedom. The status quo. You're being extorted. You're being charged rent to live. You're being mashed into a box you don't fit in and waiting in quiet desperation for someone to break the chains of this old system. You want to do something, but you don't know how to start. You're waiting for the right time. Well, guess what? The tools to radically reshape your environment, your purpose, and your mental model are evolving at your feet. They're free and unregulated, and you're afraid of them. But I'm going to tell you how to pick up those tools and start building the future you want to see. I'm going to show you what's on the other side of that blinding fear and how to get there. And at the end, we're going to talk about the most important lesson in all of this. Because we don't have to compete with AI. That's a false choice. AI is us. It's a clone of humanity, built from the internet, from all of us, for all of us. And the powers that be see the writing on the wall. They see a world where they're rapidly becoming irrelevant. They predictably project it onto you. You can't compete with AI. AI is making you irrelevant, and we can protect you. And the status quo creeps along, business as usual. You've been railing against that status quo for years, screaming, I hate my job, system is rigged, fuck my life. We all know there has to be a better way. But when a possible better way shows up, we recoil. We cower at the unknown. We choose the familiarity of our cage and cling to the bars. This type of risk aversion is a slow, listless death. Humanity would never have made it this far with that type of mindset. And I get it. People are afraid because the government doesn't have a plan to navigate the rapidly changing terrain. And that fear is valid. But here's the thing. No one's coming to save you. Politicians aren't explaining what happens when 30% of jobs disappear. They're just performatively bellowing. We're going to freeze AI, regulate it, slow it down. What does that solve? These people are experts at kicking the can down the road and hoping someone else picks it up. Do not wager your life and your livelihood on the competence and altruism of career politicians, I implore you. So what do? You stop waiting for permission. You stop hoping the system fixes itself, and you start using the very thing they're trying to fence off before they succeed. Because here's what's actually happening. AI isn't just eliminating jobs, it's eliminating dependencies. And there's a massive difference between those two things. A job, that's just one way to survive. But the dependencies that force you into that job, those are the actual chains. You need credentials to prove you're competent. You need an employer to exchange your time for money. You need gatekeepers to reach audiences or clients. You're forced into a game you may or may not want to play. That's the extortion. The rent you're paying just to exist. In AI, it breaks every single one of those dependencies. So let me show you what that actually looks like. The 3 roads to freedom. There are 3 core dependencies keeping you trapped. And I'm going to show you how AI can start breaking each one, starting this week. This will be your 3 roads to freedom. First is the credential dependency. The system says you need their permission to be competent. Degrees, certifications, licenses, years of time, mountains of debt, endless gatekeeping. Here's what you do instead. This week, pick one thing you want to learn. One thing you want to be able to do, not become certified in, just do. I want to build apps. I want to learn to paint. I want to design clothes. I want to write movies. Whatever it is, pick one. Then, for the next month, use AI as your on-demand mentor. Right? Not to do it for you, to teach you while you build. You're learning by creating real things, not by sitting in lectures. So ask AI, how would a professional approach this? What am I missing? How do I improve? Tell it where you're trying to get, and see if it can help you get there by filling in the gaps in your knowledge and skill that used to be a barrier to entry. Get accustomed to collaborating with it, prompting it, because coaxing the best results out of AI comes down to your ability to ask the right questions and give clear, detailed directions. There's no one looking over your shoulder to ridicule you for branching out, just you and your screen. And these AI interaction skills will be paramount in the very near future. So jump in. Create 5 things, 10 things. Doesn't matter if they're perfect. You're building a portfolio. Real life examples of what you can do with the latest tools at your disposal. Then by month 3, you're not asking for permission. You're showing your worth and competence with proof to back it up. Portfolio beats pedigree. Next is the time for money dependency. Right now, your income is capped by your hours. Work more, earn more. Stop working, earn nothing. It's like a treadmill you can't step off of. You work harder, and the treadmill just goes faster. AI is breaking this. And what has been the slow drip of AI into our workplaces is about to open up like a spigot. If you understand how to take advantage of these new tools, you can 10x your efficiency. You can do more work in less time and keep the extra time in your back pocket. So AI is working for you. Here's how you do it. It's not about being a tech bro or learning every nuance of every tool. It's about management, prioritizing, and delegating. Starting this week, track your time. 1 full week, write down everything you do. Then separate it. What can only you do? Judgment calls, key relationships, creative decisions, versus what's just execution, research, drafts, admin, emails. If you had a personal assistant, what would you have them do? How many of those can AI do for you? Ask it. Then for the next month, delegate the execution to AI. Start with 3 tasks. Have AI do the research in the first draft, the initial work. You do the final polish and add the personalized touches. For example, task your AI with writing your weekly client update. Give it the necessary background real quick and let it do its thing. You add the personal touches and it's a done deal. Task it with researching a topic. The AI can summarize, point out data trends, give insight and cite sources. You apply judgment and keep moving forward. Track how much time you get back. See how many hours you can recoup in a week, in a month. Then in months 2 through 6, redirect that free time. Take on better clients. Start that side project. Build a second income stream, or just live. Be with your family. Exercise. Create the stuff you've been sacrificing. Your value isn't your labor, your hours. It's your judgment. AI handles execution. You handle what matters. Third one is the Gatekeeper Dependency. Every middleman, publishers, platforms, labels, agencies, take 30 to 70% of what you earn in exchange for access. They've placed themselves in between you and those who would seek your services. Once upon a time, it all made sense. They had the people. They sold the access. But now AI can help you cut the middleman and go direct. So this week, pick one platform where your people are. Newsletter, YouTube, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. Just pick one. Then for the next month, task AI with helping you create an outreach strategy on that platform. You sell art supplies? Ask AI to run down the top 250 art creators and business owners on the platform and compose an email that personally introduces you and your services. Task it with creating a spreadsheet to track the responses. Got a new idea? Need visibility? Use AI to help you consistently create content on the platform. Not create it for you, but compress production time. Writing, editing, formatting. AI handles the mechanics. You handle the perspective, the stories, the truth, the ideas. Then in months 2 through 6, network, publish, create. Every piece builds your audience. Not rented attention on someone else's platform, yours. Have AI build a database of your reach and continue to grow it. And in months 6 and beyond, once you have an audience, you have options. Sell directly, consult, coach, products, memberships. Keep what you earn. AI is making the gatekeeper tax optional now. Stop paying it. That's how you break the dependencies. Not someday, this week. And the skills and the familiarity you build up with your AI collaborators are the priceless commodities you'll carry with you into the future. And when and if AI solves basic human needs, food, shelter, healthcare, and forces the cost of goods so low that everyone has access, survival stops being the organizing principle of human life. And that's not dystopia. That's liberation. For the first time in modern history, humans won't need to work to survive. So the question isn't, how do we save jobs, but what do we do when we don't have to work? And the uncomfortable truth is most people aren't ready for that question. Because we've been conditioned to believe that work equals worth, that productivity equals value, that if you're not grinding, you're not deserving. So when I say AI might solve your survival needs, your first instinct is probably fear. What do I do? Who will I be? And that's the real work. That's where you need to start now. This is the most important lesson we can take from this. You need to know right now, who am I when survival isn't the organizing principle of my life? What prism do people see me through when I'm no longer a doctor, a coder, or a builder? Who am I in a vacuum? And I know that sounds abstract, but it's not. It's the most practical question you can ask. Because right now, you're probably defining yourself by your job title, your salary, your productivity, your output for someone else. It's the way we're wired. And when that goes away, when AI handles the survival stuff, you're going to be lost. Unless you start building an identity that isn't tied to your economic utility. So here's what you do. Start small. Start now. 1 hour a week, just one, where you do something that has absolutely nothing to do with productivity or money. Sit with yourself. Be introspective for that 1 hour. Find the things that you love. Create something, learn something, build something just for you. Not to monetize, not to optimize, not to post about. Maybe it's woodworking, maybe it's writing poetry, maybe it's cooking elaborate meals for your family, learning an instrument, or mentoring someone. Maybe it's just sitting with your thoughts and figuring out what you actually value. This is a huge part of life we have lost to the system, to the rat race. And it's the thing we have to find again, because here's what's coming. A world where you don't have to work to survive. And if you don't know who you are without work, you're going to be lost and miserable. The people who thrive in the post-labor era won't be the ones with the most credentials or the biggest bank accounts. They'll be the ones who figured out what they care about, what they want to create, what gives them meaning beyond a paycheck. So start now, 1 hour a week. That's the real preparation. Not learning to code, stockpiling resources, building a bunker, learning to be more than your job, more than your output, more than your economic value. Because that's what losing your job to AI actually unlocks. The chance to be human again. To create because you want to, not because you have to. To build relationships because they matter, not because they're networking. To pursue meaning because it's yours, not because it impresses someone else. That's the future, but only if you start building it now. Politicians know you're scared about job losses, and they're going to exploit that fear. They'll say, we'll slow down AI development to protect you. Don't fall for it. They're not protecting you. They're protecting their relevance. Because when AI solves your basic needs without their permission, they become irrelevant, and they know it. So they'll pit you against AI to save themselves. This is the existential drift framework playing out in real time. AI isn't going to destroy humanity. It's going to outgrow us. And the divergence is already underway. The question is, will you be ready? You've been waiting for somebody to save you. Your employer, your government, someone with a plan. But here's the truth. There is no plan, and there never was. The government isn't going to save you from AI. They're going to use your fear of AI to maintain their status quo. So you have two choices. Wait for permission to be free, or take responsibility for your family's future. Adapt, collaborate with AI, use it as a tool, a partner, a collaborator. Stop asking, what's the government's plan? And start asking, what's my plan? Stop waiting for AI to come for you and go meet it. No one's coming to save you, and that's not a tragedy. That's freedom. Because the cage door is open, and you don't need anyone's permission to walk through it. Losing your job to AI might be the best thing that ever happens to you, if you're willing to take responsibility for what comes next. This is Existential Drift, the framework of the future. Like and subscribe to join the conversation, and stay tuned for more insight.